Welcome back to the No Judge Necessary podcast, where we got the opinions like DC, we're crazy like Gaethje, and we're as high as O'Malley. We're the podcast for fight fans that want to see fists fly and don't want to wait on the judges. I'm your host, Brick, and as always, my cornerman, Nil, and we should be joined by a few special guests later in the pod, but we got a big one this week. Nil, how we feeling?
Let's go. Back to the OG crew. Just how it started, bro. The fucking grind days of the pod. First fucking shit episodes when we came out. And here we are. It's our first pay-per-view of the year for us as a pod. We missed the last one, which is a shame. But here we are. We're ready for some bangers of some fights. It's always a good time of year when you hear somebody be like, yo, 8 straight weeks of UFC. Great time. I love this portion of the fight calendar. They usually go to the UK. There's always cracker fights. March is usually like the craziest month. So I feel like that's where all the memes come from. And then everything else is just downhill from there.
Yeah, then you'll get a little bit in the summer, but this is where the fights really start to pick up and get some steam. And I think this pay-per-view is finally one that truly delivers on the hype. I mean, time will tell on Saturday.
Or the camera down a little. I feel like it's just our necks with the fucking.
Sure thing. How's that?
Yeah, it's better.
Okay, perfect.
Less just our neck about the UFC Vegas 47 recap, which I didn't even realize we was hopping right into that recap. So let's fucking get it. I'm gonna go into this blind. I mean, obviously I watched the fight card, but I still gotta pull up some results here. More or less, I remember it being solid, but here I gotta get in my groove. So take something here.
Yeah, not the best card, but we did have 3 knockouts to start the card. Got to give a little love to Malcolm Gordon. That's technically a TKO with that nasty arm injury to kick off the night.
Yo, I do remember that. That's how you know the card is gonna be bananas. You see the first fight of the night, this guy put his arm down and then just elbow snap. You know some crazy shit will happen. Low-key, it was kind of like, yes, something's going down tonight. But, obviously feel terrible for Dennis Bondar. Came in as a favorite in this fight, and that happens to you in fucking 3.5 minutes of your first UFC fight.
Yeah, that's going to be the classic, though, that, we're going to forget about him for, a year or two because, he's just going to fall out of sword. And then he's going to come back, and we're going to be like, wait, where do I know that name from? And he's going to go on, a 3-4 fight win streak. But hope the best for him for sure. Yep. Philip Rowe got a knockout over Jason Witt. Pretty decent there. Gelton Almeida, biggest favorite on the card, also finished it. Alexis Davis got a pretty boring decision. And then one that I do want to get into, Chitty Chitty Bang Bang. This dude is legit. This guy had a fire nickname. We were pretty high on him. And, I mean, he went to war. It wasn't very long
fight. 16. I don't know if there's anything we can learn about this guy.
No, but
I really don't. I like him. I want to root for him, but the jury's still out there. We don't know. He's coming from Bellator where he took some licks and took some L's, and now all of a sudden he's this guy who came through the contender, got a 16-second knockout when I'm supposed to believe the hype. I don't know. I want to, but I don't know if I believe it quite yet. I think he's got to show me something more. I don't even remember his style or really remember the KO. I know it was fast. I know he got it, but it's I don't know.
That's fair. It's more, at least, it gives me something to be excited about.
For sure.
Moving on.
Our boy, Dawoodu.
Yeah.
Wrap the brand, Acosta Clothing. Shout out Acosta Clothing, the realest sponsor of the game. They sponsor Hakeem Dawoodu. And guess what? Your boy got a dubs. 3-round decision over Mike Trizano. Mike Trizano's no easy fight. I mean,
yeah, and I gotta say for a boy,
Dawoodu made it look easy, but Trizano no slouch.
No, and I mean, again, not the highest competition, but I think this was one of the more complete performances we've seen out of Hakeem. I think he really did a good job of putting it all together and really showing up us his full striking game. Mixing a little wrestling there too. So
yeah, he showed a different side to him. He said he was fully healthy for one of the first times. And by different side, it just means more tactical, more just composed, using all the limbs possible. It was not a beatdown, but it was clinical. It was a class performance from Hakeem Dawoodu.
Yeah, for a decision, it was definitely convincing enough that hey, give him something legit next.
And then the main fight on the prelims We had John Castaneda submit Miles Johns in round 3. I thought this was going to be a murdering of a fight. I thought Miles Johns was going to ruin him. And for a little bit, I thought he was. And then Gas Tank got the better of him. And in the 3rd round, he got submitted. Do we know what the submission was?
Arm triangle.
Yeah, okay. I thought it was that one. I do remember this now.
Yeah. And that's the thing.
Castaneda, though.
Yeah, it really is a tough thing, especially in fighting, is like being able to truly manage that gas tank. And I feel like we always talk about it like, oh, just up the cardio. But it's got to be such a natural instinct, you know, in that 2nd round when you think you got Castaneda on the ropes to just kind of empty the gas tank and like go for it. And then when the guy's still standing, then what?
I've sparred 3 MMA rounds in a row. Okay, by the 3rd round, when you wrestle somebody and you on your back and you get up, that and actually separate to a manageable distance, that feeling of like, fuck, I got to strike now, is one of the scariest, deepest places of all time, dude.
Right.
It is just so exhausting, and fatigue definitely matters. And people won't say it, but they're so tired that they just give out. They're just done. They just want to move on and just get another one.
Right.
And I think that was kind of the case here. It's kind of like, fuck, I've been striking with this guy all day. And then he takes you down and you're like, fuck, I got to worry about submissions now. It's just a whole different mind game. And maybe that doesn't make sense to anybody, but like, I don't know. I feel like it's a thing.
No, I feel that. And then we had Julian Erosa with a split decision against Steven Peterson. This was the interesting and the fight of the night, but because this was the missed weight, right?
Yeah.
Steven Peterson missed weight, and as part of his contract, because they missed weight, he forfeited all bonuses to Julian Erosa. So Erosa actually got his $50K bonus along with Steven Peterson's $50K bonus. So made $100,000 in bonuses on that. Well, I mean, well deserved. They went to absolute war.
Yeah. Did you think it was a split?
No, I thought Julian had it pretty convincingly. I thought 1 and 3 were definitely Julian, and I thought 2 was a coin flip. So it was either 30-27 or 29-28. Erosa, either way for me.
Yeah, I mean, I would watch these two fight any day of the week. They just came to scrap. Both of them sort of with their hands down, both coming forward. Yeah, it was easily fight of the night, the most exciting one on the card.
And I will say,
great matchup.
For a guy who missed weight, who doesn't really have a big name that not a lot of people knew about, Steven Peterson probably bought himself a couple more fights somehow.
Oh, 100%. 100%.
You know?
Next fight, we had what should have been the Ultimate Fighter finale. We had it eventually and finally. And here, Mr. Brian Battle took on Tresean Gore, and he beat him in a decision. Kind of what I expected. I kind of thought the Pooh Bear was a little more well-rounded than Mr. Vicious, and I thought it would just be too much, and it kind of was.
Yeah, kind of a tough look for Tresean Gore. Obviously, a lot of hype with him. He was talking about how he wants to be a 2-weight class champion. Bro, you got to get a dub in the UFC before we're talking 2-weight class champions. But he definitely obviously has some raw power, but he just seemed gun shy and just out of range the whole fight. And Battle was just taking advantage of it, putting the volume on it. And like those body shots and like some of those combos were clean out of Battle. Like it's not like he has no power himself. So I think he's going to be a tough out for a lot of guys, especially in the, in the unranked in the back end of the division. I don't know if he'll ever be a champ, but I am excited to see where Brian Battle goes in the next few years. And you can tell he's still a bit of a raw fighter.
He's getting better. You can see it.
Definitely improving fight to fight. His cardio looks a lot better. He looks in much better shape. And with that style of a fighter where it's going to, mostly lean on volume and range, like, you got to be able to do that and do it for 15 minutes. And that's something that he really showed us on Saturday.
For sure. And then the next fight. My favorite fight of the night, personally.
Oh, yeah. Well,
Brandon Allen submitting Sam the shitbag Alvey in round 2. Congratulations, Brandon Allen. You're in the club.
Yeah. I now am a big. Well, here's my problem.
I'm all in.
Here's my problem. I went kind of all in on Brandon Allen on my bets. The problem was I bet him to knock out Sam Alvey. And he did knock out Sam Alvey. But just like the UFC, the refs gave Sam Alvey a second chance in the fight. And while he was crawling around basically lifeless, he snatched the neck, got the RNC, and unfortunately busted my bets. But anyone that puts Sam Alvey to sleep is a good guy in my book. So credit to Brandon Allen.
All right, next fight. Shavkat Rakhmonov. Yo, this man destroyed Carlston Harris.
Yeah.
Destroyed him. Took him down and just said, I'm going to smash you. And that's sort of what he did and then got a KO. Crazy.
Yeah, I mean, this just looked like two fighters on different levels. Carlton Harris had a few nice little finishes, to kind of start his UFC career, but these guys look like they're on very different paths.
Shavkat moving up the big board. Let me tell you that right now. When we talking at top prospects, this cat is skyrocketing up big board.
He didn't get a ranking yet, right?
No.
Okay.
I don't think so.
At 170, let me double check.
All right, while you double check, I'm going to hop into what was the co-main event. We had a decision of Nick Maximov beating Punahele Soriano. To be honest,
Shavkat, number 15. I thought I saw you got a ranking.
Yeah, so
that's huge. That's massive, and I would love to see him fight. Like Li Jingliang or Ponzinibbio next.
Now I want to see him fight Lee. That makes a lot of sense. The hottest prospect in the game just destroyed him. If you think you're somewhat of this level, you will then fight the guy he just rocked. And if you're Lee, it's like, okay, another hype train. If I put him out, I'm just right back in the mix.
Yeah.
So
no harm, no foul.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, I like that a lot.
And I'd almost rather talk about future matchups than the co-main event because, to be honest, I don't remember this fight. And I know I watched it. I just don't remember it. All right. Main event season. We had Sean Strickland taking on Jack Hermanson. Sean Strickland won decision. It was split, I believe. One of the judges, I don't know what they saw in Hermanson.
It was your boy Janucci, right?
No, it was Saul D'Amato.
Oh, Jesus.
I think I saved. Hold on. Let me see if I saved the camera photo of this shit.
Yeah, these shits were all out of whack for the judge. No, you didn't save it.
They were all sorts of out of whack, but pretty much most judges had the first round to Hermanson because Strickland kind of started slow. He didn't know what to expect. 5-round main event. He was hella serious, wasn't really talking shit like he always does. And then he just kind of put on a clinical performance, and it's just staying busy with the jab and just pressing guys. It's just basics.
Yeah.
It's so funny that at the end of the day, it's just basics. Simple, just like, I'm going to just beat you with some volume and just pressure and just know that you have to react to every time I'm in your face and just moving and weaving, coming forward, and you got to do something. I'm just doing this for 25 straight minutes. It ain't nothing wild.
Like it's the day one of any boxing class.
Yeah,
but like
1, 2, step on my clap. 1, 2, 1, 2.
That's
3.
it. Like little head movement, and that's it. But I do think in a weird way, for this spot, for both these fighters, I think they're a little disappointed in their performance on this stage. Like,
you think that's like deserved, like disappointing? You were like,
not that it was a terrible fight, but I feel like both fighters are going to leave the cage being like, I left something on the table. Like, you didn't see the best of either of those fighters in one of the biggest moments of both of their careers. Yeah. And I think that's going to leave both their, like, a little salty taste in their mouth on that.
So we see a little bit of a run coming from both guys.
Maybe. I don't know how they react to that, but I do think, like, even though Strickland, pretty handily won, even him himself, he said he was mad at himself and he wanted to, be a little more, have a little more volume, have a little more damage, get into a few more firefights, which I don't know if that's entirely even the best thing for him, but like he kind of had Jack in hand and it wasn't like he convincingly put him away, And on Jack's style, like he just couldn't get anything he wanted going. And he's a better fighter than we saw on Saturday.
For sure. But Strickland looks like he's on a cruise course for a rematch with Usman at some point. He's on a collision course for that, and is that the right division, or am I tripping sack? Oh, these are 85ers.
Those are 85s.
So yeah, he looks like he's gonna get in this big dog mix of 85. Possibly the loser of a fight we're gonna talk about later in Brunson Cannonier. That smells like the perfect fight for him.
Yeah, that would make a lot of sense. I would love to see Paulo Costa versus him. Just like
that would be a good fight.
Or Vettori. There's
a lot of great options for him. That's the beauty of winning at this spot in these divisions.
Right. But again, and kind of where I think he has a salty taste in his mouth. If Sean Strickland in a main event goes out, makes a statement.
Facts.
He goes out and makes a statement, then it's like, oh shit, he's immediately getting like a Vettori or like a number one contender. Like, we need to get this guy on a fast track. Now we're like, okay, he won, like, pretty solid. Who's he gonna fight in this like meat grinder of the 185? You know, that's the difference of what I think he left on the table on Saturday. You know,
fair.
But anything else on that card before we get into some stuff that happened this morning?
Now let's hop into some shit that happened this morning. We're talking one championship, Bad Blood. Doing a little review. That was the name of the card. So first fight, we had controversy. It was a groin strike. The referee, Felipe Cost, getting brutalized online with all sorts of hate. There's now a viral video going around where you can see the guy open two legs, knee come up the middle, and hear it hit a cup, and the guy scream for his life. And that's why the fight ended. Illegal knee to the nuts. Unfortunate way to start the card, but I think it was the right way to go about it.
Yeah, and they ruled it a no contest.
Yeah, because it was round 1, a minute 39 in. It didn't go long enough in time to be considered an actual fight.
I see.
Yeah.
Got it.
The second fight, we had Odie Delaney. This guy had been through a lot of mental problems, mental struggle, came out the other side. This man with a hammerlock submission, which is pretty much just ripping your shoulder behind you until it's it's a wild submission where you're pulling your arm behind your back. Ultra impressive. A minute 6 into the first round. Crazy fight. Next fight, we had
just throwing it out there, like you were saying with his mental health and stuff. Like, that's what he did say in his post-fight interview. Definitely go watch that. He was like, you know, I want to win, but it's not about me. I just want to win for, like, I've been through, suicide and, like, depression, and I'm just doing it for all those people. So, you know, that's a guy that I can always root for. Weird tattoos, but, you know, definitely rooting for the guy. What do we got up next?
The next fight, we had Heekin Lee taking on B Nguyen in a female MMA fight. Heekin Lee won and was kind of unanimous. B Nguyen falling to 6-8 on her career, walking out of the stadium being like, I don't know if I can do this no more. Why do I train so great in the gym, but I can't perform on fight night?
Yeah, so I've heard so much good about her. And then when she gets in the cage, it just doesn't translate. I will wonder, especially a fighter like that, if she maybe transitions into maybe like a Muay Thai or a kickboxing or like tries another discipline or something.
Maybe.
I don't know, because I don't think it's going to happen for her in MMA.
Nope. Next fight we're going to get into, we had Daniel Mini T. Williams. This guy's a fucking savage Muay Thai fighter. Not sure how to pronounce the guy he fought, but let me tell you, he hit him with a right hand, straight right hand to the liver. And this guy from Thailand smiled, and then all of a sudden was like, oh no, and just curled up. Mini T ended the fight.
Dude, that's what it be. These kickboxers and Muay Thai fighters, the way they strike body shots and like just pick livers, like it's painful to watch almost. Like,
oh, it really is.
It's game changing. I mean, I think if that kind of precision gets into the UFC, I mean, granted, the UFC fighting is usually not as upright, so I feel like the body's a little more exposed sometimes in like Muay Thai or something because you are defending takedowns and clinches and stuff like that. But
no, it's true, but still, right hand straight to the liver. Oh, brutal.
And that's one of those things that like kind of like knockout to the chin, or you know, when you put it on the button, where it's like you said, where the guy was smiling, like it just shuts down your body. Like it's not a reaction, it's not a toughness thing. Like you just hit that and it just
you curl up. All right, next fight we're going to talk about. Guy who got $50,000. Sung Hoon Woo out of South Korea beat this guy known as Y2K Fairtex out of Thailand. KO'd him in 18 seconds. Crazy. This was an MMA fight. Y2K came forward, looked to use his classic Muay Thai, came out in that stance. Sung Hoon Woo over here just ducked through a right hand and lit him up. And that was that. And it was super impressive. Glad he got the bonus for that shit because, yeah, you don't just come out and KO Y2K Fairtex like that.
I was just going to say, I mean, Stamp better get that belt or else Fairtex Gym having a little bit of a tough run lately.
In one championship.
One.
Worldwide, they're still doing
Of course. I mean, they're still a massive gym, but that's kind of the point. They used to dominate in one, you know, everyone. And it's like Wonder Girl just took an L. Now Y2K just took an L. Like, Stamp's really the only one that's on a win streak right now. So, but she obviously has a massive fight coming up. What else we got? This is co-main event?
Yeah, we had the co-main event. The General, Jonathan Haggerty, took on a guy from Peach Nadi Gym, beat him in a unanimous decision in a Muay Thai fight. It was impressive in the way he did it. A lot of spinning elbows, lit him up, and he won $50,000 for performance of the night. So it was that good, even though he didn't get a finish.
Yeah.
A lot of highlights from this clip. Of
Jonathan Haggerty just gives me big vibes of that. He's the number one contender that's better than everyone in the division, but he's just not significantly not better than the champ.
Nope.
Like, Rodtang's up here, Haggerty's here, and everybody else. Like, and that's the problem because we really can't find Rodtang great fights, and that's why he's doing a weird half MMA fight against DJ. Which I'm here for it, but it's crazy how the levels of it, because it's like
there's levels to this shit.
Rodtang
it's also crazy.
Put it on Haggerty for 2 straight fights, and then you see Haggerty fight literally anybody else, and he's a fucking machine.
It's also crazy that 125 pounds is the craziest, is the hottest division in Muay Thai.
Yeah,
by
killers
a mile too.
Killers,
bro. Yeah.
Like, it's so crazy to me because, like, you see these guys and you don't even think about it. But, yeah, just, like, picture a, like, I don't know, 5'5", 5'6", 125-pound guy. Like, that's the least intimidating thing I've ever heard. Like, what?
No.
But,
well, if you want to talk about guys that are intimidating, let's hop into the main event. Anatoly Malkin for the interim heavyweight championship of the world took on Kirill Grushenko, and he highlight reel KO'd him.
Yo, all I know,
Malkin, that guy.
There's something in the water over there in Tiger Muay Thai. And this guy, unlike some of the Petr and Fiziev, this dude's got some size behind those fists, and it's terrifying because he can still move like them. This knockout, it didn't even look like he was, like, on balance or really fully clipped him. Like, he was just sort of charging and, like, leaning forward and just caught him with a right, and you just see the guy's lights go out. Like, this dude's power is truly impressive.
Like, really?
Right?
He swung with the right hand.
Missed.
And while the guy's hands were down, he just came back over the top. So, right hand whiff, right over the top again, lunged into it, and that's the one that put him out. Crazy. Slept it cold, too. It wasn't even like, yo, we need a couple more. No. This guy was asleep.
Dunzo.
Hit the floor. I mean, crazy. And to think that he's not even the champ. He's got to fight the champ. What the fuck are we doing now?
Yeah. That was the interim belt. And that's going to be in it. Is it still Bilar?
Yeah.
Arjun Bilar?
Yeah.
That's going to be a great fight.
Facts.
Is he healthy again, or
I don't know what the bird is.
Ready?
I don't know.
I know he had that injury, but yeah, we need that super heavyweight. I mean, they said they were going to keep adding to that 24, one championship X or one championship 10. I don't know what they're calling it. It's the Roman numeral X, but that would be sick if they added that heavyweight title.
They just added Captain Peach Nadi against Hiroki Akamoto, who is a fucking Japanese legend in kickboxing.
Okay, yeah, I know about kickboxing.
It's the bantamweight kickboxing world championship. They just added that to the card.
Damn.
Dude. There's gonna be 24 fights, and they've announced like 9.
We almost have to do like a live stream or something.
Yeah, for that. We gotta, like I said, we gotta start influencing the comments of all this one shit to get like fights we want to see.
Yeah,
like we need to be in there for Rugru Guchecha.
Yeah, that's the one we need. Like, there's definitely some matchups we need, but also on the flip side, I'm like, they keep just feeding us bangers, so I'm really not upset in what they're doing.
But like, Chachi's gonna be like, what fights do I add?
Right.
And we're going to be out here. So I'm just saying.
Definitely
Anywho,
love
let's
that.
move
on. Anything else? Let's get into our first ad read. Let me pull that up. Nope, that's the shopping list.
That ain't it, Chief.
That ain't it. But this podcast is sponsored by Earth Sugar. It's a first of its kind superfood confectionery based right out here in Phoenix, Arizona. Specializes in raw organic desserts, energetic snacks, and clean label confections. Use the promo code NOJUDGES to get 25% off all Earth Sugar products, including their their Valentine's Day love box. You probably can't order it by Valentine's Day now, but you can still get in the order, and I know you can still get the variety packs as well, which include 4 clean energy bars and 1 whole caramel micro cake. The entire gift set is gluten-free, vegan, paleo, and a perfect sweet gift for any family, friend, or high-performing athlete. So definitely get that at loveearthsugar.com. It's the newest in the game, I'm telling you, especially if you're trying to get weight cuts. Maybe we should get William Knight a sponsorship.
Yep.
Not to have a little preview to what we're going to be talking about later, but we need to get people on this Earth Sugar wave. It's the new healthy wave we got to get with.
LoveEarthSugar.com. It's the best bang for your buck. It's healthy food that tastes unhealthy. It's exactly what you need. So Earth Sugar, LoveEarthSugar.com. Tell them no judges necessary. Sent you. No judges, promo code. You get some shit off. You get it shipped to your door. You don't have to do nothing. Just wake up and eat some treats. Let's get this bread.
Yes, sir. Let's hop into some MMA news. Let's see what we got.
Oh, I got something, bro. I got something off the jump. Yes. And I've been meaning to fucking talk about this on some MMA news.
I'm excited. What do we got now?
We got a trash fight that was announced. We got a fight that's just like, why? What are we talking? What are we doing? What is going on here? Let me see.
Speaking of a trash fight, can I bring up semi-boxing news? Did you hear about Thor? You didn't watch Game of Thrones, right?
No.
Do you remember the Mountain?
Yep. I still know that guy.
Yeah. He's boxing against another world's strongest man, Mark Tate, I believe it is, or something like that. I forget his last name, but they are fighting over the deadlifting record. The first guy had 500, and then Thor did 501 kilograms. So they've been beefing over that. And now apparently a drug lord is going to sponsor a boxing match of those two in Dubai.
What are we doing?
I don't know. But what's your news?
What are we talking? What the fuck did you just tell me, dude?
Yeah.
All right. Well, my new I don't even know how to begin after that. This is a trash fight. This is a trash fight card. I have no idea what's happening here. We're talking.
Let me guess. It's Bellator.
Yes, it is.
Of course,
We're
it's fucking Bellator.
Paris, the first ever MMA card in France, and this is how they delivered it. Ryan Bader versus Czech Congo.
No.
Yes.
Wait.
Yes.
Czech, like the
school. Yes, like the Czech Congo, the guy who was came back from the dead, Undertaker style, from fucking against Pat Barry. Remember that fight? He was down for the dead, and he's on the bottom doing this shit, gets up, wham, ended Pat Barry in a one shot. One of the craziest comebacks of all time. Yes, this guy, who's now like 47 years old.
Chet Congo was an old fighter in the first, like, UFC 1 video game. He was an old fighter then. What in the fuck are they doing?
He's fighting Ryan Bader for the second time, blood. It's not even the first time these guys are fighting. It's the second one. That makes me not give a shit. If this is the first time two guys who are both like pushing 40 fight, maybe it's
at least like, let's check this one off.
Then even worse, we have the co-main event. We have Yoel Romero, who's back in a light heavyweight co-main event slot. He probably thinks this is only a one-round fight, knowing Yoel. And he's taking on Melvin Manhoef. The combined age for this,
Pride?
Yes, like K1 Melvin Manhoef.
I saw that dude like fighting in like sneakers in Japan. Like,
and this guy. And the combined age for that fight, I believe, is 90 years old. We cannot be having sanctioned fucking companies be doing this.
France.
What are you doing?
Hey, I know
this is their first one, and this is how you want to do it. They were so scared about MMA, so you agreed to allow two 45-year-olds fight each other. Like, what are we talking?
France. I'm trying to be cool. I know us Americans, we haven't always been on the best terms, but me and Neil both have some French heritage. I'm trying to help you out. You just got into MMA, but that ain't it, Chief. This is like when your friends like first start smoking weed and they steal their like uncle's oregano, shout out Corey. Like, this ain't it, Chief. This isn't it. Let us take you in. Let us get you some real fights. Let's show you how it's actually fucking done. Because, getting to, like, I'd like to say legends, but two 45-year-old dudes that are fighting, like, I don't want to see this at a barbecue.
I just don't care. There's just nothing about this that entertains me. I'm not once looking at this card being like, ooh. I'm like, why?
Yeah.
That's the majority of how I feel. Now, I know you're going to say, well, no, you get excited for other fights in the UFC of guys. They're still of caliber. They're still of class. There's still buzz about them.
Or at least there's some reason or something.
Yeah.
Like, all right, this guy's making a last title run, and they're like, we've never seen these two, like, fight, sure, but I don't know. That is trash. What else do we have?
That's what I have.
MMA news.
Announced today that Rafael Fiziev versus RDA is now pushed to UFC 272 as a 5-round co-main event.
Ooh, because that was supposed to be a fight night.
Yeah, like I think like 2-3 weeks earlier. So they're moving it back like 2 or 3 weeks.
Okay, I actually like that. I heard it got pushed back, and I was pissed, but
now because the 272 pay-per-view is it's Colby Jorge is the main event, so they got to put something to help sell it.
Yeah, they better stack that out because it's a good main event, but like I'd rather that be a co-main.
Yeah,
to be perfectly honest.
Well, they're probably looking for that. Now this is going to be 3 5-round fights.
Yeah, I don't hate that. Anything else going on here?
I mean, there's Super Bowl news. We got the Super Bowl coming out. At this fucking point.
Yeah, fucking Joey B gonna go after it.
Who we bet?
Halftime show.
Halftime show. Yeah, we got to get into that. But yeah, let's who we bet on real quick.
I will say shout out to Barstool Sportsbook. I took the overs club. $100 on the over. That jacket's fire. So over 48.5. It scares me. That over does scare me because I think it could be a little closer than you want it to be. Like it's going to be 24-21 and be a little scary, but I think we're going to get some late scoring that will put that over. And then I definitely want to dig into some props. I really like I think Sony Michel over rushing yards is a good take. And I also like what was it? Oh, I'm trying to think of it. I think it's Cooper Kupp's over longest reception. I think it's 39.5 yards.
Eli Apple.
I think he's going to get loose on one. So Cooper Kupp over 39.5 yards, longest reception. I like that one too.
Oh, Evan McPherson go kick a game winner. Bengals by 2.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of value in Bengals +4.
Oh, yeah. Bengals go cover that. Best believe that.
Yeah.
It's going to be a 1-2 point game, and they're going to be kicking for the win with 3 seconds to go. And it's just, is McPherson going to nail it or not? I think he's going to hit it. I'm taking Bengals money line.
Yeah. McPherson going to be on the sideline like,
we might be
I guess we're going to Disney.
Celtics last second shot here.
Oh,
Can we unmute this and turn it down so we can see the time clock here?
Yeah, let's.
I think we got like a minute to go. Like Celtics.
Let's see
like,
where.
We got a 3-point lead with like 1 something. It looks on the clock, but I don't know. We don't got real much else fight news, right?
Yeah, not a ton of fight news, but yeah, we'll become a basketball podcast for a few minutes here.
No, we'll just. I mean, we don't got to go play by play on this. We'll just ride it out and talk some shit. But this is in the background.
Oh, don't tell me that's an offensive foul. Come on now. Marcus Smart getting called with an offensive foul trying to fight through a screen.
Well, yeah, we're not doing this. All right, let's hop into pre-fight diaries. We ain't got shit else, right?
All right. Well, before we do that, other sponsor of this podcast, No Judge Necessary, is presented by Acosta Clothing, the hottest streetwear and high fashion brand coming out of the Bay Area, California. They specialize in a range of high-quality backpacks and accessories. Acosta Clothing has been worn by some of the top MMA fighters, such as Dom Cruz, Min Hakeem Dawodu, and our boy Ray Waters. You can find them at acostaclothing.com or on Instagram at Acosta Clothing. Get those backpacks. They got a new season coming out. That shit's big fire.
Let me tell you this right now. The first fight of the night, we got William Knight, 11-2, taking on Max Grisham, 31-9-2.
Not Max Grisham.
Maxine Grisham.
How'd they move that to the first fight?
That's what I got.
Huh. Let me check. You're on Tapology?
Yeah, what about Tapology? Just let it go. I was about to transition into how William Knight needs Acosta Clothing and fucking Earth Sugar because this dude missed by 12 pounds. Whatever the first fight of the night is, we're talking it. Go ahead, Knight. Dude missed weight by 12 pounds. Showed up at what? 217? 218?
218.
Yeah, 218 because the limit's 206.
Yep. Yeah, this dude needs to get
bad. He needs Earth Sugar, and he got to show up in the drip with the Acosta Clothing. If he ain't doing both of those, what you doing, William Knight?
He's going to be in trouble. But I will say, did you hear his response today?
Nah.
So,
can I get a live take?
He went right onto Instagram. Let me see if I can pull it up. But he went onto Instagram and was like, yo, I took this fight on short notice. Like, I did what I could. Like, sorry, I don't know why I'm being turned into the bad guy because I'm trying to save a fight last minute and all y'all like hating on me. And I was like, huh. What do you think about that? Like, if it's a short notice fight, should there be more like allowances or something? Like,
okay, I see where this is going. This is almost a weight cut discussion.
Right.
I like this. So it depends. It depends on the certain amount of days out that you signed the bout agreement or that everyone knows it's going down. And if it's within a week, you should be allowed at certain weight classes, like depending on what you weigh. We shouldn't have to make.
What if it was a pound a day?
You cut 25 fucking pounds. No, because some guys are way over. We shouldn't have to make you cut 35 pounds in 3 days just to fight. Like, that's dumb. But at the same time, you also got to stay in a closer weight range. You can't just be walking around way outside it and think like, oh, I'm going to make it. Like, you signed for that weight agreement. Remember that. It's a contract. You signed that shit. So as much as he said, don't make me to be the villain, you agreed to this. But I do agree with him in a lot of ways. So it's weird. I think we just need to be like, hey, you got a week's notice. You got like a 5-10 pound allowance. If the other guy's cool with that, the fight's on.
Yeah, I think is where we go back into the real issues with how weight cutting and everything is happening in the UFC, and how something like One Championship that more monitors the hydration levels and constantly monitors their fighters, like even throughout camps and off seasons and stuff, it keeps everyone more healthy and more ready on a short notice, because these guys aren't doing these drastic 30-pound swings in and out of camp. And that's just not healthy for anyone. So I do understand, hey, bro, he's helping the UFC. He's saving the fight. But at the same time, stay ready. You're a 185 or you're a 205er. You got to stay there. Or at least stay within a shot that you can get there within a week.
Correct. But I agree with both sides.
Did you also see they did announce today this fight will just be moved to heavyweight?
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
So who do we think wins now that it's just moved to heavyweight all of a sudden?
Yeah, I mean, I jumped on all over Maxime Grisham. I bet him this morning because I saw that he was still only minus 170 at the time. Let's see if that line has moved any more. But I just thought, I saw 12, you missed by 12 pounds and you're, I was just like, hey, I have to take this before this line moves that much. But the more I see it now, I don't know, now but even with it being at heavyweight, Maxine can even come in, a little heavier as well. So
true. I think Will Knight's going to take this. I think he's
really.
Yeah. Dude, I just think he's too much, bro. He's too strong. Yeah. He's just too big. If he can get any resemblance of something going, he's too much to stop. It's like an avalanche or like a ball rolling down a hill.
I just think he's a little too raw of a fighter to get after.
I feel like in that Alonzo fight, he used some wrestling, no?
Yeah, a little bit.
He beat him in a decision, and none of us thought that was going to decision, right?
That's true.
I don't know. I feel like he showed me a little more in his last fight to kind of believe the hype.
That's fair. I just think that a real veteran. Doesn't Maxime Grisham feel like he's been in the UFC a lot longer than he actually has?
It's just the name.
Yeah. He only has 3-4 fights in the UFC, but yeah, there could be some value at plus 140. What do we got on the next fight?
Announce it.
We got Jeremiah Wells, 9-2-1, taking on Blood Diamond Mike Mathetha.
Yeah, we got Blood Diamond, bro. This the guy.
This the guy?
Apparently.
I was going to say, I was looking up by my Tapology research.
Hey, everything I heard, bro, this the guy. Okay. And it's not like I got an inside source. And when I mean heard, it's just Instagram. Everything I've seen in all the videos, everyone talk, this guy got a wealth of experience. Blood Diamond next. Blood Diamond coming, bro. He's a lethal kickboxer.
All right, well, let's see what this cat's about. Let's see what this cat's about.
And here
3-0 MMA record.
He's 3-0 and he's 0-1 in kickboxing, according to Tapology. Right. That's not a wealth of experience.
This must not tell the whole story,
it can't.
Huh?
Is he fighting under a canceled promotion, or maybe Tapology can't promote it?
Right.
It's got to be something of that nature. There's no way.
This is his full pro record?
Yeah, and there's nothing on Emmy, right? This is all we got. Yeah, there's no results on amateur, which I find that super hard to believe. This guy didn't have amateur fights.
Right.
The gym he come from, look at how often all these dudes fight. Did you tell me this guy has 5-6 fights? I find that hard to believe.
Where's he? What gym is he fighting now?
CKB.
He's a CKB boy. Okay,
yeah.
That's what I thought, but I wasn't sure.
But this, I don't know. Jeremiah Wells is going to clearly have more experience in MMA, and I feel like the last time a kickboxing guy was 3-0 from CKB fought in the UFC, it didn't go so well.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of skeptical on this fight.
Yeah, that's what almost confuses me.
What are the odds
from the CKB boys? Because it seems like with Izzy, they were like, nah, not until I'm ready. I'm not coming. Tykar France had fucking 30 fights before he was 25. all these guys had so much like experience. Even Carlos, even though he had
but the
he was
gym
a king
didn't
of the
have
ring
that
champ.
success. So
Like,
these young guys is popping and itching. And it's not the same. You know what I mean?
But you gotta do it the right way.
I would 1,000% agree. But and the gym gotta be careful because you don't want to teeter on that line.
And then that's probably why Blood Diamond is coming in at a plus 183 underdog. Jeremiah Wells a minus 235.
Like, I want to say Blood Diamond. Like, your name is Blood Diamond on Tapology, bro.
Right.
Like, on Tapology, it's fucking Blood Diamond.
Are the Celtics about to fuck around and cover this 6-point spread that they didn't deserve?
They called it foul. Oh my god, Celtics 6-point cover. Brutal right now. Let's get this bread though. Celtics though, looking nice.
Yes, they're on like a 6-game win streak.
Yep. I think.
And they made a couple.
I think Jeremiah Wells wins this.
You think Wells takes it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
More experience in MMA. This is the sport we're fighting. We're not fighting kickboxing. Like, it's MMA. I think he's gonna take him down and submit him.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Like, you gotta think, this guy, kickboxer, let's just go at him and submit him. He's got 1 submission on his record, but that doesn't mean anything. He's had 3 fights. Like,
yeah. I mean,
I just feel like guys.
keep it at
I feel like guys who have 3 fights, unless they're a black belt in jiu-jitsu or a fucking Olympic wrestler or like a D1 wrestler, you take them down and submit them. That's the game plan.
Like, foul him. Nice. Tatum going to the line here. Love that. But no, I completely agree.
You know what I mean?
If you can't just casually learn ground game like in a year. Like,
correct.
I'm gonna come from kickboxing and I'll just, take a couple jiu-jitsu classes. Like, that's not the game.
If my guy got over 10 fights and we're fighting someone that's 3-0, unless he's elite in the grappling realm, we're straight going at you, bro. We're putting your ass on your back, no pause, and then fucking. Yep.
Yeah, I completely agree.
All right, next fight. What are we doing? Douglas Silva de Andrade, 27-4 out of Brazil, taking on Sergey Morozov, 17-4 out of Kazakhstan. This is a bantamweight fight. Douglas Silva de Andrade sounds like a Frank Sinatra kind of singer. You know what I'm saying?
Like a Rat Pack guy?
Yeah.
I can see that.
Or just like, oh, like that kind of music. Like, you know what I mean? He just give me like vibes like that.
Yeah, it's tough because D Silva has been going sort of.
Celtics pushed 108, 102. 6 points, exactly.
Damn, and you want to know what's worse? I just checked.
You had 6.5?
No. Well, that. And I also had a Barstool exclusive. Of course. I should have just known. Marty Mush put it out. Jokic and Tatum to have over 25.
Oh,
Tatum ended with 24. Jokic ended with 23.
Yeah.
Just fucking brutal. But back to it. Yeah, I do think D Silva's a legit. It's such a tough thing because he's gone win-loss over his last 3 fights. Or his last 6 fights. But it's been to his losses are Lerone Murphy, Petr Yan, and Rob Font. And I just don't think Sergey is on that level. So I'm leaning to Silva.
But honestly, I'm going to hit you with some Matty P right here.
Mm-hmm.
I could see 27-5 and 18-4. I really could. Like, more than I could see 28-4 and 17-5.
And Morozov is a minus 215 favorite.
Yikes.
I think there's some value in De Silva. Oh, I think there's some value at plus 170. I really do.
You want to turn down the
Oh, yeah, let's turn off the game
there. All right, next fight. We got AJ Dobson, 6-0 out of the USA, taking on Jacob Malkoun, 5-1 out of Australia. This is a middleweight fight. This is a raw fight. These are 2 raw prospects. Malkoun got KO'd in his debut in the UFC, came back and got a dubs. Training partner of Robert Whittaker, so there's a lot of excitement there. AJ Dobson, 6-0. came on the Contender Series and got a rear naked choke, I believe. And now he's here. So I like this. This is a perfect prove it fight. Yeah, rear naked choke, round 1.
Yeah, I think.
Oh, this guy got nothing but finishes. 6 fights, 6 finishes.
Yeah, he's definitely electric. I think Jacob Malkoun did show me a little more of a complete game in his last fight, but I don't think this one is going to go long. It's almost a pick 'em in Vegas. It's minus 121 for Dobson, minus 106 for Malkoun. Honestly, I think the pick I might take is under 1.5 rounds plus 125. I think this is going to be a fast and exciting fight. Malkoun did slow down his pace in his last fight because I think he was a little scared after that knockout. But I really think that AJ Dobson's going to push that pace and kind of get him back into those kind of slobber knockers.
Killers, though.
Oh, yeah.
They gave Malkoun, Phil Hawes, and Abdul Razak El Hassan.
Oh, yeah.
First 2 fights. Those are killers.
Oh, yeah.
And now he's got a 6-0 guy with 6 finishes. What are they doing? Why is this guy just getting fed to like the borderline wolves right away?
I think it's kind of one of those things that it's like
he just fights a Bobby Knuckle fight.
Whitaker's like, yo, you got to give him a fight. They're like, all right, fuck you. We're giving him a fight. Like, here you go.
Yikes.
But yeah, I really like under 1.5 rounds plus 125 right there. Next fight, a tough one for us as fans, but we got our boy, the Water Buffalo.
Well, we're skipping a fight here.
Did we know?
Me.
Whoop, my bad.
We're not there yet.
Not there
we
yet.
We can get there if we need to be. We're not there yet. Yeah, this is the fight we're on.
Next fight.
We got Ronnie Lawrence, 7-1 in the USA, taking on Mano Martinez, 9-2, also out of the USA bantamweight fight. I'm hella amped for this fight because from what I've seen, when I see Ronnie Lawrence, I see a lot of Ricky Simon. You know, like chain pressure wrestling that's just nonstop in your face. And it's like wrestling that's actually exciting. You know, right. It's not boring wrestling. It's active. And I want to see what this guy can do against Mano Martinez. I remember the name, don't remember much about the game. His name is Manaboy. I don't know what's going on there. It's got to be something going on. Right. He beat Guido Canetti last fight by split decision. Doesn't tell me a whole lot.
Nope.
And that was his only fight in the UFC. Ronnie Lawrence coming off what was an impressive win in the Contender Series. And I believe
the only thing holding me back on Ronnie Lawrence
another fight.
Is he just sounds like a quarterback that played in the MAC and now plays in the XFL. I don't know why. Yeah, it's like Ronnie Lawrence just sounds like
Ronnie Lawrence.
Like he went 9-3 at Kent State.
Yeah, he does sound like he played for Remember the Titans.
Yeah, like I don't know.
He does sound like he played for Friday Night Lights.
Ronnie is coming in at a minus 315 favorite. Mano Martinez plus 240.
I think that's about where he belongs. Honestly,
I thought it was going to be a little closer, but. Yeah, I think the aggressive.
This guy ain't proven though. As much as I like Mano Martinez, the guy's not proven.
Right.
At least in the UFC, sure, 9-2, great record. Hello, but what have you done in the UFC? You got 1 split decision dubs, and I'm supposed to believe that's going to stop this chain wrestler? No chance. I think this chain wrestling eats him alive.
That's fair.
And we see him buy a ticket to Dagestan. Now we can get into your fight. Go on.
Let's do it. Our boy, former guest on No Judges Necessary. He was actually on our Friendsgiving episode. The Water Buffalo, Fabio Charant, 7-3, taking on Israel Adesanya's boy, Carlos Ulberg, 3-1 in MMA, a seasoned kickboxer out of City Kickboxing. What do you have to kick us off, Mel?
What I got in this fight is we got the Water Buffalo against the Black Jaguar. Okay, what is the only chance a Buffalo has against the Jaguar?
Is trying him into deep water.
If he runs full steam ahead with the fucking tusk down and just goes for it. Yeah, and that's exactly, honestly, how I feel about this fight. if you want to sit on the outside, the Black Jaguar is going to eat this water buffalo alive. Right. But if the buffalo want to put his head down and get wrestling boots on and steamroll this guy and drag him into deep waters, I think our boy Fabio's got a great shot at winning, and that's actually what I think. I think he's going to win by submission.
Yeah,
rear naked choke, Fabio Cerrone.
I really do like the water buffalo in this one. Obviously,
I think this is a great matchup for him, bro.
Yeah.
To me, not an obvious path to victory, but a clear path to victory.
Right.
I don't want to put disrespect on Olberg and his ground game and all that.
No.
But I do think Sharon's going to be too much. 7-3 came from what? LFA? I mean, fighting a guy that's 3-1, this should be happening in LFA. So, and it's no disrespect to either guy, but it just should be like
right where they're at in their career.
Correct.
And
but
talk about getting,
they're proven though. They have some backstory.
Yeah, and talk about getting thrown to the wolves. I mean, Fabio did get 2 L's in the UFC, but Alonzo Menafield and William Knight are no fucking joke.
Correct.
So this is probably a more like level of competition of where he's at in his career. So I think I'm big excited for it. And I think there's a lot of value in him. He's a plus 195 underdog.
All day.
I love that. Minus 250 for Carlos. And that's kind of where I also just think like coming from like a gambler's mind and how my head works.
Yeah, he's from
Carlos.
Don't forget, he's the homie.
Carlos is a big favorite. And he's a good looking dude. The fucking UFC ring girls were going nuts after him at the fucking weigh-ins and shit. Like, I feel like everyone's just gonna bet Carlos like blindly, and
this is one of those weak Corsos. Not so fast.
Let's go, Water Buffalo.
All right, next fight. This one hella exciting. Kyler Phillips 9-2. Oh, Matty P said he back if he's still on. Let's get him up in here. We perfectly in it. Yo, let's wait on this. Let's just fuck around and let's get him live on this fight.
Perfect. Yeah. Pause for a moment.
Real quick. So Celtics won by 9. We got some random NBA tonight. Any degenerate gamblers.
Yo, how do you actually see the Super Bowl going? Like, what do you think like the theme of the game is going to be? How do you think like the flow is going to go?
All right. I think the Bengals are going to score the first touchdown, and everyone online and on Twitter is going to be like, yo, Bengals year, what the fuck? Da-da-da-da-da-da. People are going to go on, and it's going to be stupid. Then I think it'll be 16-7 Rams somehow, some way. It's going to be ugly, like 19-7, and then I think the fucking Bengals somehow win this game like 21-19. Or like, yeah, I think it's going to be like,
I hate that for my over, but I can definitely see that. I do think the Rams.
I think the Rams are going to get yards, but not the points.
At some point.
Rams are going to get yards, not the points. Bengals are not going to get yards, but are going to score. That's what I think this game is going to be about. Rams control the clock, and then somehow, some way, the Bengals only have to go 32 yards, and they hit it one play, 7, and it just like changes everything.
I know this is not the hottest take of all time, but I think there's going to be a game-changing special teams play, like a block punt, a kick return. Like there's going to be something massive on special teams in this game. Oh, let's go. We got our boy P. What's good?
Yo, what's happening, yo?
What is up, brother?
What it do was Bracken.
Let's get your takes on the fight we were just talking about. Our boy, the Water Buffalo.
I'm gonna be against you on this one, man. This one my locks. I got Olberg all day.
Oh, come on!
He's gonna be too athletic, too quick. He trains with Izzy all day. He's gonna have to deal with those reflexes. And Water Buffalo hasn't showed me a lot, and he's been battling big, slow guys, kind of like him. So I think we're gonna see an Olberg finish here.
Oh no! No!
P, you can go back to wherever you were.
All right, adios, bro.
Yeah, peace. Appreciate you coming through. But damn, I mean, I could see it. Like Olberg is an athlete for 205, like no doubt.
And he's way longer, dude. He's gonna have a big reach advantage on this guy. I think. I don't know. I just haven't been impressed with Water Buffalo. And Oberg did gas out, though, that last fight. So.
Right. I mean, you missed it right when we pretty much what we said is Neil kind of made the animal analogy. We got a water buffalo versus the black jaguar. Like, and how does a buffalo beat a jaguar? He charges forward with his fucking horns, and he's got to drag him into deep waters. And if he lets him sit on the outside and attack, he's going to get eaten alive.
Yeah, but you guys love the training over there, so I'm thinking, okay, if Oberg had this weakness right off the bat, I think that team's going to do well in practicing and making sure that doesn't happen again. I don't know.
Yeah, it's tough.
I just want to ride with the homie who we like talk to and chill with on the pod for a bit. So I'm gonna rock with Fabio Sharon.
Yeah, I mean, if Carlos wants to come on the pod, I'll change my pick. But until then, I mean, he can hop in at any time. I'll send him the link. But who do we got next now?
We got Kyler Phillips, 9-2 out of the USA, taking on Marcelo Rojo, 16-7 out of Argentina. Bantamweight fight.
Another homie that hasn't been on the pod yet, but I feel like will be in the near future. Kyler Phillips, the dog from Arizona. I mean, I love the run he's on right now, and I love the style of fighting that this dude just brings the energy. I mean, I wish I could, like, I don't know, take a pit love or a line of some Kyler Phillips. Like, that dude, I need some of that energy.
He be doing some crazy shit for sure, and I love it. But I do think Kyler should get this one, but I know he's in for a dogfight because Marcelo Rojo brings the dogfight. But like I said, I think Kyler should win it, but it's definitely a closer one in my head than it is odds-wise.
Yeah, what are the odds on this one?
Pretty sure Kyler's a big favorite.
I think I saw that too. Kyler is... God, this book has chaos on the order. Holy shit. Kyler's a minus 455 favorite.
That's what I'm saying. I think this is more of a dogfight than Vegas is saying. But I do think Kyler should be the favorite for sure.
Yeah, I think it's one of those that, like, in a classic way of it's going to be a way closer fight than how the scorecard puts it. Because Kyler will probably get the takedowns and probably be more of the aggressor, which will, like, bode well on the scorecard, but it will actually be a closer scrap, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Well, do you remember that fight with Charles Jourdain? That thing was a war. They were going back and forth. And then Charles Jourdain got it done. He got it done, I think, in like the third round or something.
Yeah.
But it was a fucking war. And that's when I was impressed by this guy. And I was like, oh, shit. But like I said, I'm still leaning Kyler on this.
Yeah, I'm taking Kyler. Just the quality of opponents, especially of late. It's just like, I don't know.
Yeah, he's got a pretty impressive resume for a guy who's only got 11 fights.
Correct.
Yeah.
No doubt. What do we got next now?
Next fight, we got Roxanne Modafferi, 25-19 out of the USA, taking on Casey O'Neill, 8-0 out of Scotland. We're talking female flyweight division. Fellas, we got opening belt thoughts?
No disrespect. When I shouldn't have done research on this fight because now I am about to disrespect Roxanne Modafferi. I've defended her on this very program before. It's happened. But Jesus Christ, she is on a shite run. And, I mean, these are two ships in the night. This is one fighter that is just fading her way out of the UFC and one that is on a fucking rocket ship to the goddamn moon.
Yeah, well, I put my bets in already, so that's why I'm a little more knowledgeable on what's going on. And I have Casey in almost all my things, so I hope to God Casey doesn't kill me on this one.
Yeah,
he's been a parlay killer before. But I definitely just see Casey. Just because Casey's really good on the ground too. I think Roxanne usually that's when she beats.
That's kind of the thing is when there are like those strikers that Roxanne can sort of lay on, some prospects get in trouble. But I think Casey's just too active on the ground to possibly get like in real trouble with her.
Bro, Casey's gonna put Roxanne on her back and finish by ground and pound and make a statement.
Interesting.
I hope so. Because, like I said, in literally every single one of my parlays, I will be booed.
What, you have Casey O'Neill?
Almost in every single thing.
Oh, let's go. I'm big Casey O'Neill. Tiger Muay Thai product.
Yo, Casey by KO or TKO is plus 300. If you think that there's a ground and pound,
TKO, bro, I see
that might
like
be a little sprinkle.
I see like a 3/4 mount and she's just raining left hands.
Yeah, because I could honestly see it where
Does Roxanne get finished often though?
Not really.
No, but this is where Casey makes a statement.
No, I can see it, but I don't know. I might be a little maxed out on Casey. I got her on so much shit.
God, no! Don't tell me that, bro. Now I feel like she's gonna lose.
No, dude, she can't. I can't have that.
25 and 20 just smells so right too for Roxanne.
Roxanne hasn't been knocked out.
Yo, why does she not come out to put on
Roxanne?
Yeah, when the song
By the
starts and
Police.
it's like Roxanne, that'd be such a
Actually,
lit
it comes out
entrance.
to like the Star Wars theme song or some shit.
That's weak, bro. She needs to
I don't
come out
know.
to Roxanne by the Police. That's a no-brainer, bro. It's not even a question.
Completely agree. Oh, did we miss a fight? We definitely missed a fight.
Which one?
Oh no. How is your Tapology list different than my Tapology list?
I don't know, bro.
Tapology, explain yourself.
Next fight, what are we doing?
I don't know. What do you got?
I got Andre Arlovsky, Jared Vandera. Does that interest you?
It does.
Heavyweight fight. Arlovsky 32-20, taking on Jared Vandera, who is 12-6. Yikes! What are we talking?
We're talking 33 and 20. That's what we're talking.
Yes, we are. Because man, I seen what's his name come to the scale. He just looked like me after a long weekend or something, man. Like he did not look like he was ready to fight. He looked like Gian Vellante a little bit toward the end of the career, man. I'm like, and Andre Arlovsky still looks nice, man. And he's still probably on a winning streak.
He's won 4 out of his last 5. And he
lost
to Tom Aspinall by a rear naked choke.
Bro, he beats up guys like Jared Vandera on the way to fights. Like, I think this is just fed for Arlovsky. And I mean, you know what? Fuck it. I'll put it on it. Lock of the night, minus 152, Andre Arlovsky.
Oh,
I love it.
That's tough. You said your lock of the night is a guy with 20 losses. That's rough. But I could so see.
Like,
no, 33 and 20 and 12-7 is very accurate, and that's kind of how I think this.
Just
goes.
what has Jared Vandera ever
done?
done?
No,
like that gives you any sense of like he can beat Andre Arlovsky.
What does he sound like?
He beat
like
Justin Taffa by decision and Harry Hunsucker.
But not Arlovsky impressive.
He sounds like the fucking.
He lost to Sergey Spivak,
which
is dollar store Andre Arlovsky. Like, you lose to Spivak, like, you're going to lose to Arlovsky.
This guy gives me big old Subway guy vibes. Vandera.
Cheers. Hey. Next fight.
Next fight, prelim main event. We got Nasrat Haqparast, 13-4, taking on Bobby Green, 28-12-1. This is a lightweight fight. Fellas, let me hear some opening bout thoughts. This is a cracker fight.
This is probably the hardest.
Oh, Lord.
Wow.
Who do we got?
Hold on, before you say that, because my statement was going to be, this is my hardest fight to pick.
Facts.
So please inform
100% one of the hardest
Bobby Green has looked so nice as of late, dude. Even his fight with Fiziev was questionable. Like, damn, he could have stole that.
True. True.
And Nasrat is definitely dope. He's a definitely good prospect, but it's going to be on the feet. Bobby Green's nicer on the feet. He's super elusive. He's hard to hit. I think this is a Bobby Green fight all day. This is exactly the type of fight for him.
I love that because I wanted to believe in Bobby Green in this fight, but I just couldn't
I feel like you could have swung.
I kept
way,
I just kept like flip flopping on it. So I love it. Bobby Green, a -143 favorite. Nasrat Haqparast coming in at +115 underdog.
Because I mean, think about it. Who are the guys that Nasrat's lost to? They've all been good strikers. I mean, he lost to Drew Dober. He lost to Dan Hooker, which Dan Hooker, Bobby Green would be a fucking banger fight, by the way.
I was just going to say, even Drew Dober, Bobby Green would be a banger.
Yeah, no, and I just think when he's going to have a hard time hitting Bobby Green for sure. And Bobby Green's got a hell of a chin. I could see it going decision Bobby Green all day.
Yeah, I don't hate that. Yeah, I'm wondering what the extra juice would be by decision.
I feel like Haqparast is just Kelvin Gastelum without the hype.
or the hands.
He looks, but like he looks like if he's just dollar store Gastelum without the hype. There's nothing on this.
Can we get Kevin Gastelum? No, we get Kevin Gastelum at all.
He's been in the UFC since fucking bloody 2017.
Really?
Yeah.
Ugh.
He lost to Marcin Held, though. That's a bad loss.
I think that's some juice, P. Bobby Green by decision +140.
I love it.
Yeah, I
have Bobby Green
juicy.
in a lot of parlays. I have him in a lot of them. Him and Casey O'Neill.
Love it. What do we got next now?
Next, we got the great Alexander Hernandez, 13-4, taking on Renato Moicano, 15-4-1 out of Brazil. There's another lightweight fight. What are we thinking, boys?
I think this is near lock status again. I think that Moicano is actually on another level than Alexander Hernandez.
You know what? I do too. Like, I think if they fought at 10 times, Moicano's winning 8 at least. But that first round, he's got to watch the fuck out.
Yeah, because Hernandez does blow before every fight. He has to.
Yeah, he's got 5 minutes.
This guy just comes in first round.
I saw him at the wins. I'm like, holy
look, it's so crazy. Comes out second round. He's literally like he's a one-hitter quitter. He just first round or nothing.
And that's where I think Moicano is just going to be a smart enough fighter, a slick enough fighter to weather that storm.
Moicano does have his losses are all getting caught in the first damn near. So I'm like, oh shit! Like my gut is saying like, hey,
is this where you put Moicano in your parlays, but then you hedge bet Hernandez in the first round?
Exactly, 100%.
I like that.
I like Moicano. I like Moicano by sub, to be real.
It's like, look at it.
I feel like he's gonna sub him in like late round 2 when Hernandez is gassed.
I could see that.
And he like goes for some shit and like falls over, bam, sub.
Moicano by sub would be +245.
I like that too.
Moicano by sub.
Hernandez round 1 is +600. That's how you hedge it.
Yeah,
that's how you hedge it. That's smart.
I'll be betting on both of these boys tomorrow.
Correct.
That's
may the better man win.
Yep.
First fight on the pay-per-view. That's gross.
Oh Jesus.
I don't know if
next fight. What do we got?
Next fight, we got Jared Cannonier, 14-5 out of the USA, taking on Derek Brunson, the 23-7. Also out of the USA. Yeah, Blonde Brunson, whatever you want to call him, Dollar Brunson, middleweight fight. Let's get it.
This is fucking massive.
I think this is the end of the Blonde Brunson era.
Really?
Cannonier, I mean, look he's been in there with Jack Hermanson, who couldn't hold him down. Hermanson's a great grappler. He's came from heavyweight, dude. The guy is jacked. He's going to be the hardest guy Brunson's ever tried to hold down. And I think it's going to be a hard time doing that, a tiring time doing that. And Cannonier's in phenomenal shape all the time. I just think this is kind of like, if he can't do that to him, which I don't think he will be, it's going to be just tailor-made for Cannonier.
Yeah, and I mean, I don't want to say, like, use your own logic to prove your point, but 15-5, 23-8 sounds about right.
It does. It doesn't. I keep hearing Brunson talk about like, oh, I'm gonna win this fight, then I'm gonna go fight the winner of Izzy and Adesanya, and then I'm gonna retire with the belt. And I'm like, I don't like that type of thinking because
it's way too planned. Yeah, way too far ahead. You got to focus on what's directly in front of you.
In front of you.
Mm-hmm. Cannonier coming in at -177 favorite. Brunson +140. That sounds about right.
Yeah, I mean, Cannonier's been there with Gastelum, beat him in a decision. Gastelum's a good wrestler. Knocked out Hermanson. Even Whitaker couldn't really get him down. He beat him on the feet.
Derek Brunson submitted Darren Till?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I knew that, but like, what?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Lord. Yo, he better do the same thing to Cannonier.
I don't think so.
Blonde Brunson better roll, baby. He getting back to that title fight, that's for sure. Run it back with Izzy. That's going to be the fight.
I want it, but
that's going to be the fight.
I don't know.
Run it back. Dude's going to be on like a 9-fight win streak and then come fight Izzy again. Probably lose again, but, you know, we'll watch it.
No doubt.
I just think right after that first takedown attempt is a miss.
It changes everything. I 100% agree with that. I just think somehow, some way, Brunson's going to grindily win this fight.
Yeah,
his striking's not like the worst thing in the world. I mean, I don't know. Cannonier's nice and all, but like Brunson can move. It would be crazy to see a Brunson.
It's only a 3-round fight, so I could see a world where Brunson just kind of steals 2 rounds by just getting a couple takedowns. You know?
Yeah.
But
yeah, even if it's not really control, I see that.
Right. I don't know though. Should we do it now?
My money's on Cannonier on this one, guys.
All right.
I like it.
Move on.
Let's fucking do it. Co-main event time.
I don't want.
Co-main event. We got the Black Beast, Derek Lewis, 26-8 out of the USA, taking on Bam Bam Tai Tuivasa, 14-3 out of Australia. Co-main event, 5x5 minute round, 3x5 minute rounds, heavyweight division. The all-time KO leader and Derek Lewis coming off fighting against the guy in Tai Tuivasa, 4 straight first-round KOs. So shit, fellas. Don't think this one goes the decision.
No.
What are we thinking?
And this is the fight that like I never wanted to happen, but I do want it to happen. Like you want it to happen because it's fireworks, but at the same time I don't unless it's like for the championship.
Someone's going to sleep, and I don't want either of these guys to go to sleep.
I don't want it to be tied.
It can't be tied.
Well, you know what?
There's only one.
I think with
it was always tied to Tuivasa.
You know what the sneaky bet is for me on this? I think this goes past the first round.
Ooh, I like that.
Yeah, I could see that. I definitely
over 1.5 rounds is plus 145.
I don't know about 1.5.
What's this fight to go the distance? Just out of curiosity.
Plus 375.
Dude,
that's like comedy.
This fight not to go the distance. What is it?
Couldn't you weirdly see them minus 590?
Minus 590 not to go the distance.
Not to go the distance.
Bro, every time it's supposed to go the distance.
Couldn't you see these two hugging it out at the end, just like laughing?
But here's kind of where I'm going mentally wise, because it's like I feel like we only got a couple more years / fights of
Lewis.
Yeah, Derek Lewis. And so it's like I'm just kind of damage controlling of my emotions here. I'm like, okay, if Lewis wins, that's not it for Ty. Ty has
does nothing.
He's coming back with a vengeance. So I'm like, okay, kind of want Lewis to win for that reason. But then I want Ty to win because I'm like, it's fucking Ty. Like,
does the possibility of a cuppy change any of your opinions?
That makes me want Ty to lose. I don't want to see him drink a cuppy.
Yeah, I don't think I need that. Like, I'm not going to judge anything Ty does, but
if they're swinging and banging, it makes me lean, especially in the first round. First round, I would lean Lewis all day. But if Ty can get out of that first round, you know.
And I feel like Ty's been fighting so much more smart. Like he's been like so much more calculated. Like, yeah, he throws fucking bombs, and once he knows he has you wobbled, he lets his hands fucking fly. But
it's like every fight
I feel like his movement's been so much better.
He does have good movement, but he does get caught. Like Greg Hardy caught him, and if that same punch would have been by Derek Lewis, not Hardy, I feel like that would be a different story. But
correct. But he was still lighting him up with fucking leg kicks. I don't know. This new Ty of like light on his feet, bouncing with the leg kicks. There's something there. Although I do think for sure. I'm not betting Lewis. For sure, Lewis could KO him in the first round. I mean, that's
I gotta take Ty.
I have to take Ty, but I'm gonna be shitting it the whole fight. That one punch is gonna light his brains on fire, and he's on the floor, and it's no shoey. And there's there's gonna be one of those memes of him doing this with the Jordan face. It's gonna be fucked with the shoey.
Yeah, I don't know, man. And it's like, but there's always the whole argument.
I kind of think Derek Lewis wins this fight. To be real, I hate to say it. I kind of think he wins this fight. With Lewis not doing good in his home team.
That's true. A lot of pressure on Derek Lewis. Ain't no pressure on Ty. It's just another brawl, you know?
All right.
Yeah. I'm watching as a fan, though.
Definitely. Another one. I mean, how can you not be a fan of this? The main event.
Take it off.
Israel Adesanya, 21-1 versus Robert Whittaker, 23-5. This is the second go round. What do we think, boys?
I want a trilogy so bad, but I don't know. I feel like Izzy's kind of got his card. I mean, obviously, just because of the last fight, but yeah, I just don't see. I mean, if Whittaker could take it into deeper waters, get some wrestling done, but Izzy's takedown defense is solid. Jan is not. He's just so much bigger. So yeah, I guess if gun to my head, I'm gonna pick Izzy, easy. But
yeah, I tend to agree with that.
I think
no, because Whittaker tipped his hand, bro. You can't say, "Oh, well, we know the blueprint on him now. We know that we just have to stay on the outside and make him fucking miss, and then come forward." And then wait till the 4th and 5th round and start wrestling him and pressuring him and hit him with some ground and pound. You can't say that publicly. Now, what do you think? Izzy's not paying attention? You don't think he knows that? And the one thing that makes me think Izzy's going to win this fight by landslide is because his coach said, well, we've had 3 fights since we last fought Whittaker for him. That means that's 3 bodies of work for us to examine him. And we've seen a lot of new holes and weaknesses that we didn't see the first time that we're ready to exploit. That makes me think they're going to crush this man. I don't think he looks that much more improved than the narrative pushes.
I completely agree, and that's why my pick is Israel Adesanya to win and under 3.5 rounds plus 180. I think that Izzy's going to come back with a vengeance and just put an absolute stamp on this. And that's no disrespect. I like Bobby Nuts. That's my guy, but
you brought this point up
I
earlier,
think this
Greg,
is literally good.
And I would say it. You got Rate, Jonathan Haggerty, and everybody else. You had Kamaru Usman, Colby Covington, and everybody else. And I think in this division, we're going to have Israel Adesanya, Robert Whittaker, and everybody else.
And that's just the way it be.
I think we're going to see a longer fight. I still think Izzy probably is going to get it. But I do think Whittaker is going to be a lot smarter, a lot more calculative, and not, rush in the way he was. I think we'll see.
Yeah, but I think when he's going to start, trying to dance on the outside, I think that's when we get almost Izzy at his best, where he can just set those traps from the outside, pick you apart with leg kicks, and then just at some point set a trap for either that hook or that question mark kick, where you think you're just circling and he just hits you with something out of nowhere.
Well, yeah, and the reason it worked for Jan was because he's just as big as Izzy. Whittaker's a lot smaller, so he's got to get in there. And getting in there is that movement of rushing in. So he's got to be super more calculative about how he gets in. But I think he's not going to take the amount of risks at that time. going in there so heavy right off the rip. I think we're going to see a more measured approach from him. It's going to be more like.
Now, if we do see a version of Whitaker where he does get takedowns, game changer. Now it's whoa. Hey, now we're probably looking at a Whitaker 5-round decision, but I don't see that happening. No, but there is a world. There is a world where it could, though. You don't see where he steals like 3 rounds by wrestling.
I see an Izzy 5-round decision here.
Really? You don't think he's going to finish him?
I think
he didn't finish Vettori in the second fight.
True.
He did this. Is there another second fight where he hasn't finished someone?
I thought he did have another rematch.
Is he just like rematch and go the distance? Is this like a weird stat?
He didn't finish Marvin the first time either.
He didn't finish who?
Marvin the first fight.
Yeah, he didn't finish Romero. He did finish Paulo, obviously. Yeah, he's actually had a decent amount of decisions lately. He obviously finished Whitaker, decision against Gastelum, decision against Silva, decision against Tavares, knocked out Brunson, decision against Vettori. Vettori was the other
rematch.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I definitely see this fight going longer. I think everyone's so, it's so easy to see the viral highlights of him getting knocked out twice, once in the first round, then and again in the second, when he was, for sure still hazed. So I think I just think it's going to go longer than. I think that would be my bet. Would just be that the fight goes longer than that halfway point.
Izzy to win in over 3.5 rounds is still plus 130. That's not bad.
Yeah. That's what I think it's looking like. I mean, Whitaker's a tough son of a bitch, man. He went like 10 rounds with Yoel.
Yeah. Maybe I'll change my pick. Maybe I'll ride with you. Which means once I change my pick, Izzy's going to knock him out in the first 45 seconds.
Exactly.
But any other takes on this, or I guess we should get
I want to know, I mean, you guys already talked about it, but who, for Izzy's other teammate, Blood Diamond, are you guys going for him, or what do you think on that fight? That was the one that I wanted to retouch.
Okay. All right. So I'm hella confused because I watch a lot of CKB like interviews and a lot of like their YouTube channel, and everything I hear and see on that shit is like, yo, Blood Diamond's the guy. He's like a multiple time like New Zealand kickboxing champion, which is like pretty impressive. He's won a lot of like King of the Ring 8-man tournaments. But then I go on Tapology and it shows him with a 3-0 MMA record, no amateur record, and 0-1 in kickboxing. So
I saw the same thing.
So I'm hella confused right now, to be totally honest. And I didn't know he had a real name. I just thought his name was Mike Diamond, and he went by Mike Blood Diamond. I didn't realize he had like a different last name. So I'm just very confused on the whole situation. I know what he looks like, and I'm sure he's gonna fight, but like I have no idea what to expect.
I think Wells takes him down.
I just took Izzy's word for it on this one. Obviously, he's going to say that's his guy, but you got Izzy on your team, rooting for you, saying he's the guy, and your name's Blood Diamond. It's hard for me to get that.
Yeah. And he is a dog, so there's definitely value. I would say I wouldn't parlay it, but I don't hate Sprinkler.
Well, and I remember Jeremiah Wells' fight with Warley Alves, and I don't even know how he knocked him out. It was like this weird, like he went for a takedown and somehow knocked him out or something.
Yeah, just kind of caught him with an uppercut or something.
And that's like the only fight I know about him. So I'm like, okay, well, these guys both seem kind of relatively unknown to me. So I don't know. But yeah, that was kind of the only one that I wanted to touch up on that I missed.
I feel it. Who's winning the Super Bowl?
Man, the Rams, because I hate them, and the Niners just lost them.
Yeah.
But in the Chinese New Year, it's the year of the tiger. Does that sway anything?
Go Bengals. New day.
No, I want the Bengals, but I just don't think
Joe Burrow, get the gap. We coming for the strap.
Yeah, we'll see. I like the over.
Yeah, I'd bet the over. Bet the over. We out.